Here we go.
Oh,
Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of Gameplay and Review. Well, this time around, of course, I decided to play a Wii U game, but I decided that I wanted to find the worst game thanks to Gamefaqs. Surprisingly enough, I found out that the worst game that's been rated by Gamefaqs, by the people that rate for Gamefaqs, rated this particular game the worst because it's number one as the worst. However, the question is it really the worst? I will find that out once I play it. The game I'm going to play, and it's actually a digital download. The worst game listed on Gamefaqs is a digital download, but surprisingly enough, I was able to download it for only $1. It only cost me $1 to download this sucker. And the game is called Red Riding Hood. So I have no idea if this is going to be terrible or not. The only way I'm going to find out is if I actually play it. So if it's actually terrible, I'm going to give it a red card. That's the lowest that I can give a game for Gameplay and Review. If you are new to Gameplay and Review, I give games a red card if they are terrible and not recommendable at all. Yellow card is in the middle, and green is the highest card I can give a game. That's the highest recommended. The question is, will Red Riding Hood get a red card, since it is ranked the worst game on Gamefaqs? By the way, folks, I've tried a game that was rated worse on Gamefaqs at one time, and it was Hidden Chinese Chess, and it was an NES. It was one of those unlicensed NES games, and surprisingly enough, I didn't hate it at all, and I didn't consider that the worst game on the NES at all. And I found at least to be a little fun, and would probably be much more fun if there was a second player. The question is, will Red Riding Hood be the game that is actually worse? Did the people that rated this on Gamefaqs, were they correct? I will find that out. So without further ado, I'm going to play and review Red Riding Hood. Okay, everybody, it's time to play. If you see that on the screen, Red Riding Hood. It's right there, and I'm going to click it. Here we go. I'm going to be probably using the gamepad. I will say they has some pretty nice animations, I'll tell you that. What all it is a storybook. Let me see. That's fine, able to voiceovers. It's a storybook. I think it's a storybook, guys. I hope it's a game. I don't know. Alright.
In a great wide forest, full of beautiful trees, in green glades, and thorny thickets, there lived, a long time ago, a woodcutter and his wife, who had only one child, a little girl.
I will say I like the animated Red Riding Hood. I think that's really good.
She was so pretty and so good that the sun seemed to
I
shine
like the
more
design
brightly
of that. That's
when its
actually
light fell upon her rosy little face, and the birds would seem to sing more sweetly when she was passing by.
I hope this is not a storybook.
Her real name was Maisie, but the neighbors round about all called her Little Red Riding Hood because of her scarlet riding hood and cloak that her kind old grandmother had made for her, and which she nearly always wore. She was a happy, merry little child, with a smile and a gentle word for everybody, and so you may easily believe that everybody loved her, and was glad to catch a glimpse of her golden curls and her scarlet cloak as she tripped along, singing under the green boughs. Now this, let me tell you before I forget, is at the time
I
when
will
all
say
the
that's a
birds
nice
and beasts,
picture.
or very nearly all, could speak just as well as you or I, and nobody was surprised to hear them talk, as I suppose one would be nowadays. Well, as I was saying, Little Red Riding Hood
I will
lived with her
admit,
parents
that's actually
in
a
a
nice
little white
picture.
cottage with a green door and a thatched roof, and red and white roses
So
on
far
it
the
over
graphics are
walls,
fine.
and even putting their pretty heads in the latticed windows to peep at the child who was so
The question
helpful.
is this a game?
It was on a bright spring morning, early in May, when Little Red Riding Hood had just finished putting away the breakfast cups that her mother came bustling in from the dairy. Here's a to-do. Farmer Hodge has this very minute told me that he hears your granny isn't quite well, and I can't leave the cheese making this
Yeah, I'm
morning
just tapping the
with love
gamepad,
already.
guys.
Do you go, my dear, and find out how she is, and
I don't think
stay?
this is even a game.
Take her this little
And
pot
I think the
of sweet,
people
fresh
that
butter,
rated this on
and these
Gamefaqs
two
should be
new
ashamed of
eggs,
themselves.
and these nice tasty pasties. Maybe they'll tempt her to eat a bit. So Little Red Riding Hood pulled her cloak over her curls.
See, they took
and
nice
set off down the
pictures,
sunny
and
green
the
slope, with her basket in her hand,
whoever
at a
did
brisk
the
pace.
animation for that,
And
that's
as she got
actually
deeper
pretty
into the
good.
forest, she walked more slowly. Everything was so beautiful. The great trees waved their huge arms over her. The birds were calling
I
to
just
one
don't
another
think
through
this is a
songs,
game at
all white with
all.
blossom. And the child began singing as she went. She could not have told why, but I think it was because the beautiful world made her feel glad. The path wound along through the trees,
I'm just
and
surprised
as it grew wider after
would
turning
ever
the corner,
put this on the
Red
Wii
Riding
U
Hood
if it's not
saw
a
that she was
game.
likely to have company on her walk. For where two cross paths divided, there sat a big gray wolf, licking his long paws and looking sharply about him. Good morning, Red Riding Hood. Good morning, Mr. Wolf. And where may you be going? Oh, Granny isn't very well, and Mother cannot leave the cheese making this morning, and so I'm taking her some little dainties in my basket, and I am to see how she is, and tell Mother when I get back.
I don't know what the people on Gamefaqs were thinking by rating this.
Where does your granny live, little lady? Through the copse and down the hollow and over the bridge. And 3 meadows after the
This
north.
is just the story of Red Riding Hood, that's it. That's how far I'm only getting.
Is she indeed? Why, then, I do believe she's a very dear old friend of mine, whom I have not seen for years and years. Now, I'll tell you what I'll do, you and I. I will go by this way, and you shall take that. And whoever gets there first shall be the winner of the game.
Okay.
At this, the wolf began to run as fast as he could, taking the nearest way, and Little Red Riding Hood went by the farthest. She stopped often to chase a butterfly or pluck a flower, and so she was a good while on the way.
I think that's all that it is, guys.
The wolf was soon at the old woman's house and knocked at the door. Tap, tap. Who's there? Your grandchild, Little Red Riding Hood, replied the wolf.
This is just the
changing
story
his
of Red
voice.
Riding Hood. That's all that it is.
I have brought
And
you a cake and a pot of butter from Mother. The good grandmother, who was ill in bed, called out, Pull the string and the latch will go up. The wolf pulled the string and the latch went up. The door opened and he jumped in and fell upon the old woman and ate her up in less than no time, for he had not tasted food for 3 days. He then shut the door and got into the grandmother's bed. By and by, Little Red Riding Hood came and knocked at the door. Tap, who is there? Little Red Riding Hood heard the big voice of the wolf, and at first she was afraid.
Oh, you can't skip over.
Then she thought her grandmother must have a bad cold. So she answered, Little Red Riding Hood, I have brought you a cake and a pot of butter from Mother. The wolf softened his voice as much as he could and called out, Pull the string and the latch will go up. Little Red Riding Hood pulled the string, and the latch went up, and the door opened. The wolf was hiding under the bedclothes and called out in a muffled, Put the cake and the pot of butter on the shelf and come to bed. Little Red Riding Hood made ready for bed. Then she looked with wonder at her grandmother, who had changed so much, and she said, Grandmother, what great arms you have! The better to hug you, my dear. Grandmother, what great ears you have! The better to hear
This is
you, my
definitely
dear.
not a game, guys. This is just a story book. And I don't know what the people were thinking of putting this on the Wii U.
Grandmother, what great eyes you have! The better to see you, my dear.
And I'm going to say this, the people that voted this terrible, give me a break, guys. This shouldn't have been voted at all.
Grandmother, what great teeth you have! The better to eat you. And at this, the wicked wolf sprang up and fell upon poor Little Red Riding Hood and ate her all up.
The end. Oh my goodness. That's all that this is, a storybook. No, I'm just going to disable the voices this time. Alright, folks. I guess it was just a storybook and nothing else. Man. I thought I was going to play a game involving Little Red Riding Hood, but no. I don't remember Little Red Riding Hood being neat. That's the only thing. I'm kind of disappointed, guys. I wanted to play a game, but no, it's a storybook. That's all that it is. I think I'm done. Huh. Man, oh man, it was just a storybook and that was it. This shouldn't have been even put as a game. I don't know what Gamefaqs was thinking by putting this as a game for. It's only $1. And the people that put this on the Wii U weren't thinking straight, guys. I'm going to give you my final review, but I don't think I'm going to give this any card. Alright, I'll see you for my final review, guys. Man, oh man, it was just a storybook. It was just a fucking storybook. I thought this was gonna be a game, but it actually turned out to be a storybook. Yeah, it had good graphics, I will say that. But the problem with this, it's not a game, guys. It really isn't. And I don't know why Gamefaqs put this, a game, on the list of games. This is not a game. And honestly, I don't know what the people were thinking by rating this as terrible. I really don't get it. Gamefaqs, you did it to me again. You did it to me again. So I'm gonna have to try the second worst game to figure out if that's any worse. Should make me laugh. So I'm not giving Red Riding Hood any card, guys. No, it's not a game. It's not qualified as a game. I'm not giving it any card. It's not getting a red card at all. I thought it was going to get a red card, but nope. I found out it was a storybook and that all flew right out the window. And what a waste of a gameplay and review, but at least made a funny episode out of it. I will tell you that, guys. I wish this was an April Fool's joke, but unfortunately it's not. It's real, and it's only $1. So here's my recommendation. If you have a child and you have the Wii U and they like storybooks, then $1 for Red Riding Hood, I guess, is okay. I guess that is okay. I can recommend it to your kids. The animation is not too bad. The pictures are in high def. They look nice. And that's all I really gotta say. That's my recommendation. I'm not giving it any card because it's not considered a game. That's been my review of Red Riding Hood for the Wii U. I thank you all for watching. Hopefully next time we will have an actual game and not one that was on Gamefaqs. That was considered the worst on Gamefaqs and it shouldn't have been considered a game. So there you go, folks. I will see you next time. Peace out. Stay safe and stay awesome. And happy gaming.